right? Out with the old, in with the new. We see the times changing. It's getting colder, and then it's going to go straight to summer. For some reason, we skip spring in Las Vegas. But in any case, we know when that season is approaching. You know, one of the things is that as we step into 2025, we have to really get in our hearts and in our minds that 2024 is gone. There's nothing we can do to change it. You can't reset the clock. It's done. The one thing that we can do is learn from it. And sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. You only lose when you give up. And so if we learn from 2024, then guess what? 2025 is only going to be better. A little background to the story that we read in John chapter 4, Jesus meets the woman at the well. And he's there, and he meets her there at noon, and she would go, and there wasn't anybody there because it was quiet. And she probably felt ashamed. And it was there that the Lord would begin to minister to her, tell her about her life and her past. You've had 5 husbands, and the one that you're with now is not yours. And she was shocked because the living water revealed to her what her life story was.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about Jesus as he ministers to her is that when he gives her the word, he doesn't say, now go back home and fix your house, clean up your house. He just gives her the word and he lets the Holy Spirit do what it needs to do, right? Yeah. He allows what's taking place in her life to be activated. And so what if she takes that moment and she goes into the city. She goes into the region. And she begins to share God's love. And she begins to tell him about a man that she met that told her her whole life. And now she becomes an evangelist for the gospel that many Samaritans would get saved because of her story. Yeah. I got a word for somebody here this morning that maybe you have a dark past or maybe it's been a little rough and rugged. But Jesus is here to meet you where you're at. And he's not here to condemn you. He's not here to put you down. He's not here, right? He wants you to get the word and then now go back out and tell people that you know, people in the city, people in the community, what Jesus has done and what he speaks into your life. What does he speak? Love, faithfulness. I'll never leave you and I'll never forsake you. I'm with you to the very end of the age. Don't give up. Have hope. Eventually, I believe that this woman went back home and told the guy, hey, gotta get out. God did something in me and what's happening isn't right, and so you have to go. And I can turn that for a man too. Hey, guess what? God spoke to me this morning at church, and we can't keep doing things like that. Now, if it's meant for us, then we're going to get married. We're going to do things right because I want all of God in our home. But it was a process. As we continue to read in chapter 4, we read in verse 46, we